Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So today what I want to do is show you what's inside one of these giant water tanks. Found it on garbage day and amazingly I was able to get it into my car to bring it home. The nice thing about one of these tanks is I could bring this in as is and get steel price, which means that it's going to be 100% scrappable, which is great for the environment. But in order to maximize my profit, there are a couple things on here that I want to take off first. There is a really nice brass nozzle over here. There's some dirty cast aluminum and some clean cast right on here on the valve. There's some copper there and some copper up top. There are different types of models. I've seen some that have copper wire going all the way up the tank. So what I want to do for this one is show you how to separate it, what things to take off in order to maximize your profit, and most importantly, take this away from the landfill. So here we go. The first thing I want to look at is actually, for the sake of this video, in order to get this into my car, I did have to first take off the two pipes. These came from the top. The nice thing about these is this is copper, but there is a difference between these two. This one right here has no soldering on it. It's clean, so this would actually be number one copper. Number one copper right now is about $3.20, so that's definitely great. This one, however, if I was to bring this in, I'm gonna get number two copper price, which is about $2.85. Not bad, but for a little bit of work, I can actually put some of this as number one and some of this as number two. So right here, you can see there's some soldering. In order to get number one price, all I have to do is actually cut right down here. This would be number one. There's a little bit of number one here, so I'm gonna cut here as well, cut there. So this will be number one. This elbow here with the soldering will be number two. Here, I would just cut there. This would be number one, and this would be number two. So definitely wanna separate those. So definitely some nice copper there. I want to first look at the giant brass nozzle right here. All I have to do is take a pipe wrench and unscrew it. I've already done this for this video. So really nice hunk of clean brass. Unfortunately, if I take a magnet to it, there is some steel. So if I was to take this in as is, I'm going to get dirty brass price. Clean brass right now, clean yellow brass is about $1.85 a pound. And in order to maximize my profit very easily, all I'm gonna do actually is just take an angle grinder and slice down this side and then this side and break it open. This actually is a piece of copper, dirty copper. In order to maximize my profit, all I'm gonna do once I open this up is just take a piece of sandpaper and file that down to make it nice and shiny again to get number one price. But very easy, I will show you what to do. Just put it in the vise. Word of caution, when you do grind this, it is going to get hot, so make sure you wear gloves. I also like to wear a shield just in case any sparks. But first thing I'm going to do, as I said, put it into my vise. Make sure it's secure. Okay, I'm going to put on some gloves. These are some nice heavy-duty gloves. I also put on a visor shield because I'm very accident prone. So. The sparks do not come from the brass. Brass is it doesn't do that. It's the steel inside that's causing sparks. So once I get sparks, I know that I'm broken through, which is great. I can already feel that it's warm. Okay, so I'm just gonna actually open it up like that. Okay, watch your eyes. Okay, the little pieces, I've got my magnet here. There's little pieces that have been collected up. So little washer pieces. And now I have 2 really nice pieces of yellow brass. I just have to quickly break this off or unscrew it like I'm doing right now. It is hot. I can feel it burning through my gloves right now, but again, I just made clean brass, which is great. As I've said, there is the pipe that comes out of it. You can see the clean copper there. So that's another piece of copper, which is great. On the top, the 2 little nozzles, I just took a pipe wrench. There is, you can see, some little bit of copper on that, some brass ends. I will do the same thing as I did there to get them separated. I could throw this into my dirty brass, but again, takes a couple seconds in order to maximize my profit. I'm just gonna do a little bit of work and do that. So nice thing is these are all good weights, okay? This nozzle does have a little bit of brass on it that I will get off once it cools off, but this top will go into my steel. And again, you definitely want to make sure you get all the steel rings out of there. Lastly, I'm going to focus on the bottom now. This control panel is actually cast aluminum. There are a couple of pipes that go to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually flip it over. I have removed the screws from the bottom to reveal the burner. Okay, so this water tank is heavy. It's about 90 pounds. So nice thing is I'm going to get good weight for the steel there. Once I took out the screws and I cut the pipes, here's the burner that I'm going to just quickly take out. Okay, so here's the bottom. This is going to go into my steel pile. So the pipe, there is my burner. That's going to heat the water. There is a little bit of brass on there that I'm going to take off. And there pipes here, there are a couple different ones. If I take a magnet to it, the first one here is steel. This one is either going to be stainless steel or aluminum. Easy test. All I actually have to do is the spark test. Take a grinder and just touch it with the blade. If it sparks, it's stainless steel. If it doesn't spark, it's aluminum. I'm just judging by this that the weight of it looks aluminum, but sometimes you can never tell. So again, spark test, here we go. Okay. There are no sparks, so this is aluminum. So again, I'm just going to separate this with that. There was also a nice wire of copper that came from it. And there it is. Okay, I've already cut that off. So just use tin snippers. So this is going to be #1 copper. There is a little bit of insulation in here, but we don't have to worry about that. The last thing, this control panel, there are screws that keep this closed, and because of safety reasons, you may have to get an L key set. The nice thing about these sets is if you look inside them, they do have like a star pattern. These are used a lot on electronics. I had to use them to take the faceplate off. I've already removed the screws with one of these. And what I've revealed, here is a nice piece of dirty or a cast aluminum. Put a magnet to it. It does not stick to it. So cast aluminum right now is about 25 cents a pound. And there is a little bit of brass in this control panel. All I have to do to remove this actually is it's just screwed on. So easy way for me is actually just taking a hammer and actually hitting it on the corner here so it turns. So I'm just going to quickly show you that. Okay. There we go. Now it's loose. As you can see inside now, there are some screws. But there's another nice hunk of brass right there. This is actually plastic, but more brass. It's just connected by screws. And the rest of this, once I take that off, There might be a little bit more brass inside, but the nice thing about this is now going to go into my dirty cast aluminum pile after I take that brass out, and it's about 5 cents a pound, definitely better than steel price, but another nice thing to look at. So that's the control panel. And other than that, that is the scrapped water tank. I'm just going to actually put this steel back on there. I'll be able to lug it into my car. Just to recap, again, a little bit of brass here, some aluminum, some number 1 and number 2 copper, some really nice, heavy, clean brass from the nozzle there, a lot of steel, and most importantly, another big appliance diverted from the landfill. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.